Let's see. I guess it's working okay. It was acting up a little bit on my end on the countdown. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you live tonight for Auburn and Alabama, the Iron Bowl in basketball, and should be a good one. Two really good teams, obviously being here in the state of Alabama. We know the Iron Bowl in football. You kind of got that. I don't know if they call it that in. I think that's a football term for that game. I don't know if they actually call it that in all sports, but it's Alabama, Auburn. Um, but yeah, we got that game coming up. Number one team in Auburn. I think they're like 20-1. Alabama comes in 14-7, 4-4 in conference play. They got a 23% chance to win this game. I hope win. I'm always going to have confidence in the team that I pull for, but you got to give props. I really think Auburn's got this one tonight. I really do, because I just think that they have a lot with Kessler, with Jabari Smith, with guys like that on the inside that can score really well, but also they play really good defense. That's the key thing, is that Auburn is that type of team this year that everybody they start and play on the court is good on both sides of the ball. You just got to give them props there. Let me I don't know if I like the let me go turn these lights off, because the glare with how it is like that's really screwing me up. Hold on. Hope everyone's having a good day on Tuesday. Long day, man. Long day with work, or not work. I mean, kind of is. Education's a job. With school this morning. See, that's a little better. I don't really need those lights. I got a lamp over there, got the TV, and of course the kind of glare from my computer screen. It's not too bad. What's going on, everybody? And shout out to Tom Brady actually retiring today. We knew it was going to happen, but he officially put it in like, yeah, this is it. I'm done. I'm confirming it. Goodbye. But sadly, we're not making the Super Bowl. But guess who else ain't making the Super Bowl? The Chiefs. Tyreek Hill, Antoine Winfield right there. Hey, what's up, Uncle Boy? My boy Brian. Love you, bro. Good to see you. What's up, Jacob? How you doing? Of course, I put a little comment on both the YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate it. I'm going to share this out real quick. Got it shared out. Let's see. Tip off at 9:05 Eastern. Again, number one Auburn hosting the unranked Crimson Tide. Sadly, it's been a rough year. But, it's also, it could be worse. It could. And you got to think it's not over yet. They do have a couple good wins in there, but they also have some bad losses. But if Alabama picks it up and wins the SEC again, which quite honestly, I really think Auburn's in that position. I mean, just call it like it is. I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to be hateful. I mean, as an Alabama fan, I don't want that. I want my team to win. I never want to see Auburn win. I mean, it's just that rivalry. But, I see greatness when I know greatness when I see it. I said that about Tom Brady in the video the other day. You cannot deny greatness. Bruce Pearl, forget anything in the past with his whatever. He is at least how he coaches. He's a great coach. Auburn's a great program in basketball. They just have a better team. It wouldn't. Now, I'll be honest. It wouldn't be the most surprising thing if Alabama upset Auburn tonight. I think Auburn's got a bit too much. I mean, seriously. I'm going to go ahead and Jacob, you can't even talk about Georgia basketball owning the SEC. You can't even talk about them owning the SEC in football, sir. Alabama is the defending SEC football champions. Okay? I'm happy of it. What's up? Brian said, do you think Auburn's turning into I think they've been a basketball school, man. Bruce Pearl's been there, done that. I mean, 2 years ago, they were kind of in this position. You got to understand, Nate Oates' first year, 2 or 3 years ago. How long has he been there? A couple of years. Auburn went to Tuscaloosa a couple of years ago, and Alabama's on this losing streak. They're just not looking good. I mean, they got some good players. They got Kyra Lewis, Petty, Petway, whatever. Like they got all these guys. They host Auburn, and they beat them like a drum. Auburn was 15-0. I don't think they were number one. They were somewhere in the top 4. I think they were number 4. And Alabama was unranked, not undefeated for sure. And they blew them out. They beat them good. A lot could happen. So to answer Ugga Boy's question here, I think they've been a basketball school, truly. You look at the season leaders for these teams here via ESPN. Jabari Smith, 15.6 points per game, a 43 field goal percentage, 81% on his free throws. He's pretty good there. Shackelford leads in points for the Crimson Tide. He's going to be a key guy to watch. He's a guard. He plays good defensively, but he's really the go-to guy if you want him to shoot some threes. He's 40% on his field goals, 76% even on his free throws this year. He's scoring about 17.2. You can round that down about 17 points on average a game. Keon Ellis is our guard. He's got about 4 defensive rebounds per game, about 1 offensively for him. You average that out a bit to 6.1. And in assists, we got Javon Quinterly. Walker Kessler is a key guy, the forward for Auburn that I loved watching last week in the Auburn game when they played. They played Missouri, I think, is the game that I was calling. He's going to be a guy to watch, Kessler. Jabari Smith and then Walker Kessler are the 2 key guys. And then I'm not sure. Who's this green here? It is Wendell Green. Now, he's been a key guy. He's scoring about 12 points this year. He's a sophomore out of Detroit. He's young. He's been a guy to step up. He's got 12 points on the season, 5 assists, almost 4 rebounds. So he's been a good player for him. Now, Auburn is on a 17-game winning streak. Alabama's back 1. Now, they got a big win over the defending champs and a top 5 team in Baylor at home. Do they use that as momentum that, hey, we can compete, we can bounce back and get wins like this? In Auburn, like I said, their last 5 games here, 80-71, 83-60, 80-71, 55-54, the Missouri game I called just last week, and then 86-68. What I notice is their offense is legit to score 80 points. Alabama's got to keep up with that. And I think that they can. I mean, they did it with Baylor. They did it with Missouri. But their defense, Auburn's defense is really, really tough. The spread is 6 points. I do like Auburn to win this game. Jacob says Auburn's defense is insane. I would agree. I mean, this is like a complete 180 in terms of this is not football we're talking about with Auburn and Alabama. I mean, it's still a rivalry in basketball. It's 2 historic schools, historic programs. They got a lot on the line tonight just in terms of really bragging rights. But you think about Alabama, if they pull an upset tonight, you imagine what this does to their tournament resume. And, I mean, they could lose the rest of their games, win the SEC somehow. They're still getting in. which I think they have enough wins maybe to get an invitational. But that being said, folks, let's get this game going as it started. The tip-off away, and it will start with Auburn possession. They put 20 on the clock. Working inside. Quality kind of bad here on Hulu. It goes up and no good. It's rebounded, picked up by the Tide. Driving in. Knocked away. Great defense so far. Auburn takes it back. Goes up for two. So it's 2-0 Auburn. Auburn, a little bit of a shaky start there. Jabari Smith missed that jump shot. Keon Ellis got the rebound. Auburn took it back. Jabari Smith knocks it away. Wide open man for Bama and misses the three. The quality is so bad I can't see the numbers. Auburn does have the ball, though, wearing their white jerseys tonight. Your uniforms, number 22, gets it out. Alabama with it. Driving inside, going up for a layup, and it's no good. Whistle blown, number 10. Kessler with the defensive call there for Auburn. Now the quality is starting to clear up. I can kind of see. There was a foul there. Walker Kessler just kind of went up and blocked from behind. And doing so kind of pushed down, I think that's Ellis. Here's a free throw for Bama. Up and good. Two one. Two top 5 wins for Alabama this year. Charles Bediako, free throw, no good. It touches Alabama last. It will be Auburn ball. It was supposed to be their ball anyway, but Alabama, unfortunately, with a foul out of bounds there. Auburn with it. Kessler works inside. Goes up for layup, and they call foul. Great defense so far by the Tide, though. That was Alan Flanagan, number 22, with the ball there. He's from Little Rock, Arkansas. Free throw good for the Tigers. That's Flanagan, and he misses the second one. Kessler with the rebound. Flanagan with it now. Just hands it off to number 0. It's 3-1 Tigers. If you're Alabama now with the ball, Juwan Gary with it. Gets it inside. Goes up for a layup. Gets two. No. Kessler with it there, taking it away. Here's a shot for 3. It's rebounded. No good. Taken back by the Tide. Seriously, this quality, I can't see the numbers. I can't see who's out there. It's like going in and out. Like I'm able to see when it's like Juwan Gary or whoever, but I can't see the numbers now. It kind of sucks. But. Here's a 3-pointer for the Tide. And in. number 14 there. So Alabama goes up. Great defensive game, but still some scoring. Rebound after a missed shot there by the Tigers. 16 and a half to play. Alabama with it now. Here's a shot for three. Bounces off the rim and no good. Kessler with the rebound. Auburn with the ball. 1 of 6 on their field goals tonight. It's number 12 with it currently. Is Zep Jasper, senior out of Augusta, Georgia. Double check the comments here. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching, please, if you're watching on Facebook, I appreciate it if you go over to YouTube, Ballard Sports Media, subscribe to the channel. We're working our way up to 600, and let's keep growing the BSM community. I love y'all, appreciate you, and can't, come this far on the channel without all of you. And a foul call as Shackelford kind of got a touch on there. Jabari Smith tried to get that shot in. It was no good, but they blow a whistle with 15:59 left in the first. 4-3 Bama. Off to a good start. I mean, you can't – it's good to see Alabama up right now, but, I mean, it's basketball. Auburn's going to make threes and everything. And, you can't say – I can't say much. What's up, Nate the Great? How you doing, buddy? Love you, bro. Good to see you. NFL driver. My name is Selena. I hate the National Felons League. What's up? Want to hear everyone's score predictions on this game. I think I saw one earlier, but if anyone's got predictions, let me know. Let's see. I think Jacob said 78-71 Auburn. So he does have it kind of close. In football, that'd be a touchdown. Although if you're scoring 78-71 in football, shoot, Big 12 on steroids. But oh, man. NFL driver, 69-68 Barners. Going for Auburn. So a couple fouls on Juwan Gary and Shackelford before the timeout on TV here. So overall, I'll say this, so far 16.7 for both on the field goal percentage. Alabama's got 33.3. I mean, look, they got a free throw off, I think, and then they got a three-pointer from Keon Ellis, who's also got rebounds. But, again, we're just getting started. I mean, we're at 16 minutes left in the first half. We played 4 minutes of the game here so far. Again, this game at Auburn Arena, home of the Tigers. And the line coming into the game was 6 Auburn. The over-under was 157 combined score. I don't know. So far, I mean, at this point, I might take the under on that a little bit. I mean, they expect a lot of good points in this game. I don't know. I don't think I gave my score prediction, but I saw NFL driver said 69-68 in favor of the Tigers. Let's see. What did Jacob 78-71 Auburn. I want Alabama to pull this upset so bad. But if I got to step out and be unbiased, I do think Auburn is a better team. I expect Alabama to win every game as a fan, right? You know what I'm saying? But let's say if I'm not pulling for anybody and I'm just a basketball fan, no team, nobody to pull for, but go your gut, Auburn probably wins this game. Um, but I think it'd be close. Maybe something 74-70. I'm gonna put that. All right. In fact, I think Bama could get this, but forget who. But here's the score I'm putting. Either way it goes, I think it comes down to the wire on defense. Someone gets a stop. And here's what I got for the final score. Wait for the comments. 74-70. Hey, what's up, Jeff? How you doing? Auburn gets 2 on the board here. Jabari Smith with 2 free throws. Five-4 Tigers. Bama with possession. Going to throw it inside. Are they? No. Foul. I'm not sure what. Oh, Alabama calls a timeout is what happened. Auburn getting loud at Auburn Arena. All the fans. Left Jebster. Tennessee wins by 10 over the Aggies. Is this, I'm not sure if that's men's or women's because I set alerts for all these games. Let me see. Today, with women's, upset Notre Dame by 3 over NC State. Georgia Tech 59-46 over Duke. Again, in women's basketball. Louisville's really good this year. I've kind of watched them. I mean, it's incredible. They're 19-2, ranked number 4. Jeff says, ladies and gentlemen, it is the voice of the Lions, C. Ballard. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jeff. I love you, buddy. Good to, yeah. I'll tell you what, that could be my place one day. What the hell are they reviewing? I'll tell you what. I'm slowly working my way at Wallace. Truly, I mean, I've gone to maybe 1 women's, 2 women's, 2 men's games, or 3 men's games. So, I mean, I've been to a few games so far in basketball. I'm looking forward to baseball season, of course. I played a little bit of basketball growing up, but so going to the line is Shackelford for the Tide. This first one up and good to tie it at 5. A foul. High game. Shackelford up and good. So far, so good. Alabama up. Shackelford nods his head a little bit, shakes it off. 19 points in the game over Baylor the other day. He gets 3 for 3, and it's a 2-score game. 2-point game, I'm sorry. 7-5. Miles with the shot, no good. And they call foul. Did I see your comment, Nick? Which one? Oh, yeah. I saw that news. I think I saw I think Mark was live. Mark Rogers was live for it. He's signing tomorrow. Yeah. Nate, I want to know how you feel. I mean, are you angry that he's leaving? Are you just sad? Because obviously, I'm sure I don't understand it too much because, and I talked about it on the 360 show earlier. I said, as Jabari Smith gets his second free throw in, I said, look, I understand if maybe he would do very well in the NFL, if he's a pro coach, if he's all that. But after the season you had one true season with Michigan. You win the East. Not to mention, I think he's bringing all that talent back to Ann Arbor next year. Why leave? You're in a good position to possibly do it again. I understand that Ohio State with C.J. Stroud is going to step up, and a big three there. Woo! Let's go, Shaq. Shackelford, my man. I understand. Where was that? Ryan Day, C.J. Stroud. I understand Ohio State, but is Michigan going to fall off too much? I mean, they probably have a really good chance there. Devin Cambridge with that. Getting back to this game, but my thoughts overall on Harbaugh are: wish him the best of luck in the NFL. I don't know if it's the right move. I don't want to say it's not a wrong move, but is it the right move? Is it too soon to leave Ann Arbor, especially after the season that he had just now? And I thought they gave him an extension. I thought. Shackelford with 2 points. 12-8, Bama. Although it's not counting it on here. Shackelford made a layup. And Auburn with 10 points now, and this at the goal, and it's a layup there by Katie Johnson. Or J.D. Davidson. Let me update this. So Alabama's gotten 2 so far. Auburn got 2. 14-10. Now the tempo is picking up. The signing day is tomorrow. Is going to hurt the recruiting for Michigan. Michigan's in a good position for recruiting until now, Nate. I mean, he really, what he could have done? Well, no, because I mean, it's business in the NFL. If they offer you a job, they expect an answer right away, big time. Normally, Katie Johnson with a free throw up and good to make it a 2-point game for the Tigers. It's answer us now or not at all. 14-12 Bama. So, of course, he had to make that decision. I want to know why. Does he think? And maybe so. I mean, maybe he is more of a pro coach. Maybe. I mean, only time will tell and we'll find out. But I'm sure he could do something with the Vikings. Great dunk there for Auburn. That's number 2 there is Jalen Williams. They don't call it, though. They did call, I think, a grab. There's a foul. A little goaltending there. Jalen Williams, first free throw up and good, 14-13, with 13-18 left in the first. See if he gets this next one here, and he will to make it a tie game. 13-17 and counting now. Alabama with it. 27 on the shot clock. Tie ball game. Working outside the 3-point line here. Trying to get in. Keon Ellis. Here's a quick layup. It's rebounded, picked up by Alabama, and it's going to be taken away. Takeaway there for the Tigers. Walker Kessler, the main go-to guy, he goes down there. Can't do anything. And Alabama picks it up, takes it back, and another defensive takeaway for the Tigers. Driving inside, spin move, goes up for a layup, gets two in. Wendell Green. Has a better resume in college than the NFL. Take that back. It is a little close, but his time in the NFL is kind of what brought him over to Michigan to begin with, Nate, if you think about it, outside of him being – wasn't it his alma mater? I think it was. I could be mistaken. Alabama with it, driving outside. Ellis downtown, no good. They keep it in. They keep it alive. Alabama working in it. Working in the paint. Goes back outside. Shot for three. Bounces off the rebound. Kessler with it. Or bounces off the rim, I should say. I'm thinking rebound because Kessler picked it up. 11:40 to go. 18 on the shot clock. 16-14 Auburn. Try to get an alley-oop going. Keon Ellis is fouled outside. He gets pushed. So far in this game, great defense. I mean, with how Auburn has been scoring, I'll tell you what. I mean, Alabama's still getting turnovers, which Coach Oates has talked a lot about, they just need to cut back on the turnovers and, need to just have ball security, ball control. They've done a little bit better. This is one of their better games in that category so far tonight from what I've seen. They're still having a hard time with it. Juwan Gary has a rebound. Keon Ellis with a 3, 8 points for Shackelford. Bediako has 1 point off a free throw. Javon Quinterly's gotten 2 rebounds, though. Walker Kessler has yet to score tonight, but he's more of a defensive guy. He's gotten 5 rebounds. But Jabari Smith has hit 3. Katie Johnson has 4 points. Alan Flanagan had a free throw. But so far, just overall great tempo for both of these teams. I mean, they're playing kind of fast. I mean, when you look at it, you start out the game. It wasn't even a minute in. Auburn went down and scored. Alabama had some fouls. Then they got a 3. It's just kind of like one of those shootouts back and forth. A little bit, but in a slow type of way. Just made a 17-minute video about how Auburn's football program is falling apart. Oh, I can't wait to see that, Jacob. I'm definitely gonna check that out later, bud. I mean, there's a guy out there that can fix Auburn. I don't know if it's Harsin, though. I mean, seriously. Now, that being said, he only had the 1 year. This past season was his first season. You can't judge a coach based on 1 year so far. Nate, you should want Matt Campbell as your head coach. That would be the best case scenario. I would agree with Jacob right there. I think Matt Campbell is a hot name right now in college football. Amazing recruiter, an offensive offensive mind. He could be the guy that can help Michigan right now. And see, that's the thing. I don't, y'all got to understand. There's not really a like, oh, good, Harbaugh's leaving. No, this is a bad thing for Michigan. I mean, he's been that guy for you. It just took him a little while to finally do what he was hired to do. But you got to think after the season they just had, that's got to be some momentum going forward, right? Well, now he's leaving, and Michigan's just sitting there like, dude, we had something. Come on. After one season? Hey, what's up, Vic? How you doing, buddy? (16-14), Alabama with it. We missed the last 6 field goals. Works outside. Great defense by Auburn. Driving in the paint. Spin move. Back. Outside. 6 on the shot clock. 4, 3. Got it off. Rebounded. Picked up by the Tigers. Here's a shot for Auburn for 3, and it's down. Wendell Green makes a 3-point jumper after getting the rebound. Oh, let me fix this. Alabama has 16 now. Apologize for that. Alabama goes up and gives it up to Auburn. Wendell Green with it. Gets 2. Biggest lead of the game so far at 5 points. Keon Ellis at the basket. J.D. Davidson with that shot. Now he's on, and a foul called as he pushes Wendell Green to the ground. Alabama motivated tonight. Nate Oates did a good job. Nate Oates is an amazing coach. He's an amazing recruiter. He did really good at Buffalo. Probably one of the best and winningest coaches Buffalo's had. I mean, he's done a great job, I think, this season of bouncing back from losses. It's just against the bigger teams sometimes, man. I mean, I think they might get a win streak going and then lose their motivation a little bit or lose themselves, whatever it might be. First free throw up and good for Wendell Green. And the second one up and good, 23-16. 7-point game. Come on. Yes, rebound. Come on. Bama picks it up. Shot for 3. Great defense by Auburn. Katie Johnson, I missed that layup. He got the rebound. After Noah Gurley was the guy that missed that 3-point shot. Noah Gurley's young. 23-19. Alabama down. That's what you can't do. Real quick, I'll say this. I mean, Alabama has got to answer off those turnovers tonight. Turnovers, I think, are going to be a big factor in this game because I do think, obviously, both these guys, both these teams have great guys that can play offense, shoot in the paint, shoot from three, make layups, just make plays when they need to. But you gotta make turnovers. But more importantly, which Alabama – they could play some defense and make turnovers, but I think sometimes they have a hard time of answering off a turnover and going out there and putting up points after it. They got to do that tonight. 8:47 left in the first half. Free throw, no good. Missed by Jabari Smith, and Bediako gets the defensive rebound. Now they have it. Alabama has possession. It's Keon Ellis. Oh, blocked by Kessler. Taken back by Auburn. Layup missed and whistle blown. Had guys in motion there. Was KD Johnson. Kessler, I mentioned, got the block. Oh, did he actually get that layup? I thought he missed it. That was Alan Flanagan. I thought he had missed that there. But again, I mentioned I don't have the best quality right now on Hulu, but 25-19. Rebounded, take it back by the Tigers. Here we go. 7:47 left in the first. 17 on the shot clock. Auburn with possession, wide open. Kessler gets it out to his man. He works inside. He goes up for a layup, and it's good to extend the lead here to 27-19. That was Flanagan again with another layup. That's two in a row. Got that last one to make it 25-19, and this one here to make it 27. 10 on the shot clock. 7:14 to go. Working inside. Goes up for a layup. Whistle blown. Right before he could let the ball go. That was Juwan Gary. I'm sorry, that was number 5, Shackelford, that tried to get that layup. Of course, they blow a whistle dead and call foul. They go to commercial break. Auburn doesn't seem too interested in taking threes tonight. I say build a brick wall around the paint. I would honestly agree with that. I mean, they're not trying to hit threes. They keep trying to go inside and work, inside the perimeter, in the paint, and try to get layups is what they're trying to do, Jacob. I don't know if it's nervous. I mean, they've been good on threes this year. They've had a great scoring offense. They really have. But, I mean, I will say, and I'm not saying this because it's Alabama, my team, but truly when you look at it on paper, I mean, this is one of the better defenses that they'll have to play this year, I think. They know that. They know the challenge ahead. They're just having to switch it up tonight. Give me 1 second. I'm going to step aside and maybe get a drink real quick. Take a breather, too. Talking too much. Oh, God. You know, I'm reading this article earlier. I found it here. I want to share it with you. Back from the break. Shackelford up and good for the free throw, making a 7-point game. So, Bama Online from 247 Sports put this out on Twitter. Has Alabama basketball turned over a new leaf? Nate Oates believes so. Right. The efforts that we've had and some of the losses, that's unacceptable, not tolerated. And I think the players are at a point where they're not going to tolerate it anymore. I guess that's what Nate Oates said. Basically, a lack of effort. And Walker Kessler dunks with help from Flanagan. I will say the effort has been the issue. You know, it's not – they just aren't putting enough. Like, where is the team from last season? I know they lost a guy or two in Petty or whoever. They've lost guys like Kyra Petway or Kyra Lewis. Who am I thinking of? Anyway, they've lost players. But now these guys that you see this year have been in the depth chart and been stepping up in moments like they're at a position where they need to be the guys. Jackson Haney will not read the first comment. I'll put it up out of respect, though. But respect to you. Respect, bro. For sure. No hatred. Nothing but love. I don't like your team, but I do not hate people. I'm not about that. I love Jesus. Jesus says love everybody. Yeah. .602 left. Jacob says Nate Oates struggles with motivating the guys outside of big games like this one. Yeah, if it's a big-time game, like against the number one team or a rivalry, you motivate the guys. But in the games that, like, every game matters, though. I'm not even going to say the games that don't. Like, if we played a winless team named, I don't know, whoever Tech, there's not going to be much motivation. I mean, they can still go out and dominate, but you still got to coach the players a bit. I would agree with what you're saying, Jacob. He wants to motivate them in this game only because it's a road game and they've already lost to them and they know how it feels. Motivate them for every game. Auburn is 20-1. Now, they're a great team, but Alabama's got that kind of talent. I know this team has it in them. Nate Oates just needs to bring it out of these guys week in and week out and not every other game. There was a foul on Quinterly that last time. And so free throw for KD Johnson will go to the line. And he makes the first one. Jack Choi. Bro, I am subbing. Love your content. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, Jack. Means a lot, man. Yeah, if you're new, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, go check out the channel Ballard Sports Media over on YouTube. That's the main page, but want to definitely keep growing it. And, I don't do this for popularity or fame or anything, although I am aiming to become a sportscaster. You do want to get your name out there, but I'm not going to get greedy and make it all about me. But, again, with it comes the people and the support and just growing a community. And we got a pretty good one. Jabari Smith goes up for 2. Makes it a 10-point game. Let me give Alabama those 2 there. And I guess Auburn had a free throw, and now 2 for Jabari Smith. It's 33-23. Fix the scoreboard real quick. Shackelford made 3. Here's 3 for Auburn. Rebounded and touched by Auburn. It goes out of bounds. You know what that means. 33-26. Tied down. Again, I apologize. I mean, they're really picking up the tempo with scoring. I'm having a hard time keeping up and at least putting it on the board. But getting back to this real quick, working inside or outside, really. Rebound picked up by Auburn. Jabari Smith has it. Jabari Smith dribbling, gets it to his man outside, works inside, spin move, up and layup, and it's good. Got it. Wendell Green, and there is a foul called on Keon Ellis. A lot of great offense in this game. Jacob says, "Can I drop the link at half?" Yeah, I'll be nice this time, and I'll let you guys on at half. Jacob, I'm sure you got some thoughts on this game. I'd definitely love to get you on and hear your thoughts. I know you're like 17 or whatever. I mean, a lot of people might say you're just a kid. I don't know, but you have some good sports knowledge. I definitely would love to hear from you on this one. Free throw up and good for Auburn. Auburn hits 3. I can't even see who's playing this qualities. Devin Cambridge, assisted by Wendell Green, made a 3-point jump shot. Offensive foul by Bama. The fouls, man. The fouls and the turnovers. That is what's going to kill you in these games. And Alabama obviously has had a couple fouls tonight, especially turnovers, though. They got to clean that up going into the second half. We got 3:52 to play. 39-26. Bama on the road, trailing by 13. Oh, 24 people watching. I appreciate it. Love each and every one of you. Whether I know who you are or not, love and appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. Auburn is running away with it. If Alabama wants to win, they need to take a timeout. Well, they're doing that now here. It is Auburn ball. So far tonight, Shackelford leads in points. He's got 13 for the Tide. Wendell Green with 10 for the Tigers. Who is it? Is it Charles Bediako? Yes. 5 rebounds for him. He leads Auburn. Kessler. Now, how does that make sense? Wouldn't you have – Charles Bediako for Alabama, I meant to say. I'm sorry. I knew there was something off about that. Kessler for Auburn, Bediako for Bama, Shackelford for Bama, and Wendell Green with 3 assists. for Auburn. Jerry, what's up? Glad to see you becoming involved at Wallace State. Yes, sir. I'm actually looking into maybe getting a job on campus there. Honestly. I mean, they can hire students for stuff there, whether it be bookstore or whatever, but I'd like something in the sports field, you know. No. Don't be doing this. Do not be buffering on me tonight. Please don't do this. TV is buffering. I should say this tablet, which is what we're streaming off of. There we go. Okay, stay. LSU has questions to answer. Are you talking about football or basketball, Jacob? Ole Miss currently upsetting the 25th ranked Tigers 43-30. LSU, that is. And Tigers, 344 and counting. Auburn with it. Alley-oop, and it's up and good. 41-26. No, don't be buffering on me. Come on. Shackelford, takeaway by Auburn. Driving down. Here's a shot for three. Got it off, and it's good. 44-26, Auburn. (11-0) run in under 2 minutes for Auburn. Alabama looking to answer, cannot. Foul call. Not sure if there was a little bit of a push or. Who hasn't changed the defensive scheme? I guess I could use my phone because obviously this tablet is acting up. Okay. Let me give two for both of these teams. It's 46-28. Auburn. .227 to play. Here's a shot for three. It's no good. Rebounded. And whistle called as Alabama tried to get on top of it. As number 3. No, I'm sorry. That was Shackelford, number 5. .224. Rojas has been out lately. It looks like they're putting him in on the court right now, kind of scratching his head. He looks like he's a little bit in pain. He's wearing a knee brace on his left leg. Shackelford with 13 points tonight. Here's a shot, and it's rebounded, no good. Picked up by the Tigers. And with that one there to pick it up was number 25. No, 35, Devin Cambridge, who's been a key player for him all year. Oh. Come on. Don't be buffering like this. Let me fix this real quick. I apologize. I'm using this tablet. We don't have the best internet. Jacob was talking about the Alabama defense in this game. Should have switched to a 2-3 zone. Yeah. Why do they keep going? See, that's the thing. Like, I think Alabama's gotten too comfortable in this game with what they've done the past, like what's helped them win. I mean, but you got to understand they haven't played a defense like Auburn. I agree with you, Jacob. Auburn has a great inside, like in the paint type of defense that can block shots, block layups, just kind of put it away. But Alabama's not adapted to it. Throw up and good. This is behind anyway because it keeps buffering. I just get it on my phone. I can't do this. This is pissing me off. My God. You gotta be kidding me. A minute to play, 49-34, Auburn. Ball out of bounds. All right, that's it. This tablet's going off. This is ridiculous. I'm just going to use my phone. I apologize. Can you guys hear what you guys can hear me, right? It looks like the connection's okay. So it's got to be something with the TV or whatever. The clock winds down here. Let me update the score, by the way. It's currently 49-37. And again, I apologize for all the whatever. Pissing me off, Hulu. I'll be doing this. Come on. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Goes out of bounds by Auburn. 2.6, 49-37. Tigers in front. It's working a little better here on my phone, but 30-second timeout with 2.6. Do not go to commercial break. That's ridiculous. I guess I could let some people on at halftime. We can talk about this game. If I'm being honest, I might have some better reception in my room. Anyway, if I just move in there. Give me 1 second, guys. It seems like it's working a little better. Guess I'll be in my room here. 2.6. Of course, this is behind. Jacob Mello just started my channel. Can you please shout me out? Yeah, shout out to you, man. I hope you grow it. I'll check it out. Is it sports? What do you? If it's sports, I'll subscribe. If it's not, on one of my other accounts, I can subscribe to you because I try to keep up with just sports on here. Looks like they got 2 free throws. It's 51-37, 1.7 left in the half. Got it off, and it's going to be no good. 51-37. Good God Almighty. God's will be done. Halftime here in T-Town. Or it's at Auburn. I'm sorry. I wish I was in T-Town, though. All right. Jacob, I'm fixing to not drop the link. Okay, Ballard, it's halftime. Good gosh. Keep your pants on, son. I do want to get Jacob's thoughts on this, so I'll let him on. Oh, that noise scared me there. It kind of hit me out of nowhere. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, Ballard?
Not much. So what are you seeing in this game, man? I mean, obviously Alabama's down big time. We got to quit turning the ball over.
I think that the defense for the
It started
15,
out great.
the first 15 minutes, the defense for Alabama was horrible. And then they changed up their scheme and started double teaming players, forcing turnovers, which is what they should have been doing when they were down in the first place. But it was just like at the beginning they were playing man to man, then they switched to a zone. At first, I feel like
I said it was doing great. You know, Auburn was the one doing great, which, I mean, let's look at something real quick. Let's look at play-by-play. Let's see how the score started out. 51-37 at the half. I mean, it's just over 10 points. Alabama has a chance still, obviously. Man, it started out, let's see, 3-1. Okay, not too bad. It started out a layup, and then Alabama was fouled on. They got a free throw. I mean, it was back and forth, is what it was. But
Yeah,
then, as
Auburn
the
did
game went
play.
along, Auburn didn't go away, but Alabama just kind of gave up.
Well, and another thing with that is, Auburn at the beginning of the game, it felt like they were trying to draw fouls by going in the paint. Then in the second half of the first quarter, it seemed like that they, instead of trying to draw fouls, they were trying to score in the paint, which is exactly what
Yeah,
they were doing. I mean, Auburn's only made three pointers. Three, that's it.
right.
So, it and Alabama, but Alabama at the end, they double teamed. Um, they switched to a zone defense, and it. Oh, and I think you saw that the defense got better at the end of the first there.
Oh, it absolutely did. But because of that rough start, they're still in a hole at half.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
where
you
I'm
cannot
confused the
changing
most.
it up. Changing it up might make it a little better and show some improvement, but you can't take away the points that are already on the board and the mistakes you made early on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they've changed this a
Should have
lot.
had that at the beginning of the
My
game, and
biggest
maybe it's something. Maybe it's like a 40-37 or 41, and not 51.
what surprises me the most is why would Alabama try to? Why are they trying to go in the paint 75% to 80% of the time on the
I
best
know.
inside
I
defense in
don't.
the country?
And you know what's so
That
funny
makes
is
no
if you go
sense.
back and you hear what's been the problem, like Nate Oates will say in his press conferences, he's like, "We just have a hard time in the paint. We have a hard time." Okay, then why are we still doing that? Why are we not like we have the guys that can shoot threes? And Auburn, I mean, they're still good defensively against that, but that's kind of been like the weaker part of their defense between that and just trying to drive it inside.
That's like having Bryce Young, James Williams, and Mechie.
We have to bring. I knew you were going to bring football into this just a little bit.
No, I'm just using it. I'm playing an example. That's like having Bryce Young,
I know,
John Mechie, and James Williams, and then going up against Georgia's defense and then say, "Yeah, we're going to run it up the middle every play. We're going to run it down Georgia's
right?
throat." That's basically what Alabama's doing.
We had games where we should have done that because early on in the season, I mean,
Well,
receivers weren't
I
catching
wasn't
it
trying to.
still.
I wasn't trying to switch to
I get what you're
football.
saying. It's like looking at it's like looking at your opponent, and you know what you have to do, but you want to try something because maybe just maybe we could get it to work. Maybe we could try it. Maybe, and I'm like, no,
It's like running on Georgia's defense for no reason. But I wasn't trying to switch to football. Back to basketball.
no, you're all right.
Anyways,
Football's
the
always
point
something. It's just
is
funny.
they need to start shooting threes, in my opinion, especially down 14 points. First of all, you
Yes.
should be shooting threes regardless down 14 points. Second of
Yeah.
all, it's just where Auburn's defense is great regardless, but they're especially good on the inside, and you need to avoid that as much as possible. Swing the ball around and all that. The double teams at the end, that forcing turnovers, that's what Alabama needs because they need those extra possessions to come back in the game.
Right.
So this game's still winnable. They just got to do the things that they need to do. And Auburn's going to get their fair share. They're the number one team in the country, but it's not. Alabama still has a chance technically.
Yeah. And like you were saying, I mean, honestly, based on like those last maybe 5 minutes of the half, um, the like going into this next half, honestly, I would say I'm more concerned about our offense than the defense because the defense did step up just a little bit. It did, but it's overall
Too many fouls as well. Way too many
right.
fouls.
We got
But
someone, Van Noy. What's going on? You're on with Ballard.
hello.
Van Noy. What's going on? Yeah, mute your YouTube or whatever because we can hear the feedback.
Who's this?
I don't know. Is that who this Mike? Tough sledding inside with those long defenders blocking and altering shots, especially on the road where foul calls will be minimal.
I think that's who it is.
That might be.
But
Yeah, it
LSU
is.
go.
He's through Facebook.
Oh, seems like he's adjusting stuff right now or something.
I guess.
Um, but going off the Alabama basketball game, what's going on with LSU? They were playing great, and then they get blown out by Kansas State, and then Ole Miss. Like,
This is
geez,
so funny. I don't know what's going on.
geez.
Jeez, I don't know.
Sharif O'Neal hasn't been playing as well. Their star guard player. I don't know. You know.
I'm keeping an eye on this Texas Tech game too. Currently, with 4 minutes in the first, 33-24. The higher
Me too.
ranked. Yeah,
Texas
that
Tech
could be
is
a good
gonna.
one.
Yeah, and I remember how we said Kansas was a tier 1 team about a week ago.
Yeah, you lied.
Yeah, they lost
You
all my
liar.
respect. Well, it's just like
Liar.
here's the thing though. Was it one bad game or is that what Kansas is? You know?
I think it's what Kansas is. Maybe I don't know. I
Yeah.
shoot.
We'll find out though rest of the way. They picked up a good win tonight against Iowa State.
Yeah,
Who's been a pretty good team this year. He left?
yeah.
Oh, well. Man. I I know this is a basketball stream, but I have to bring it up. What do you think about Caleb Williams to USC?
Well, with Lincoln Riley being the head coach, I get it and I like it. If Lincoln Riley wasn't the head coach and it was still like Clay Helton or whoever they would have gotten, I would have been like, yeah, I don't be careful.
Well, wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
Clay Helton?
If Clay Helton was still the coach, like hypothetically, like they didn't fire him or it wasn't Lincoln Riley,
So you're saying Clay Helton's better
I
than?
would look at no, no, no. I'm saying because Lincoln Riley is the head coach, I like the transfer.
Oh
If
yeah,
someone
yeah,
else,
yeah.
depending on who else would have been there, if they were still putting up with Clay Helton, I'm like, dude, you're making a bad move.
They also got a lot of
But
other star transfer players like Mario Williams and all that.
yep, yeah. Didn't they bring in some guys on defense too?
Yeah, but their
They
defense
bring
is
in
still
like a
probably.
safety or whatever.
They brought in a couple guys, but their defense is still not going to be that good at all.
See,
Um,
that's the thing too. Is I want to know. I mean,
the
historically,
offense will be pretty
USC, I
good
think
though.
has been. I think historically, USC has been a defensive type of program.
Oh yeah.
That's where Lincoln Riley has me scratching my head a bit.
Well, what was I gonna say? They're going to remind me of Ole Miss last year. All
Yeah.
offense, not no defense.
Mm.
They'll remind me of that team,
They'll
but
look
not
like a
as
Big 12 team then, basically.
not as good as Ole Miss. I don't think they'll
Right.
make well. They can't make the Sugar Bowl anyways, but I don't think they'll make the Rose Bowl. I don't think they'll go 10-2. They're I think a level below, but in similarity to
They're
Ole
like
Miss
right
last year.
now, maybe a good start would be like 8-4, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere in there.
I think this USC team can win between 7 to 9 games. That's my
Okay.
range. I use ranges in February. I'll do game by game predictions in May when the rosters are complete.
Yeah.
LSU's come
Let's
back a
see.
little bit actually.
What's the score there?
45-38. They were down
Ooh.
30. They were down 38-16, but they've come back.
38. Dang.
To Ole Miss, who's one of the worst teams in the SEC.
Yeah, they are.
College
They
basketball related.
they might be the worst team in the SEC,
No, I think
honestly.
I hate to say it, but I think it's Georgia.
Okay. I didn't
Georgia.
want to be able to say it and get my butt whooped, but
No, 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 no. No, it's true. Georgia's the worst team in the SEC, at least college.
who was I? I was gonna look at the schedule. Which team were we just talking about?
How about
For
USC? USC.
USC, that's it.
You know, I I like previewing teams. I don't like making game by game predictions this early though.
I don't do see when I do my previews, I do not predict scores on the games.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't.
I wait
I
for the
don't
week
predict
of.
games at all. I because the rosters aren't finished, so I don't predict games at all. I don't have a problem if anybody does.
I take a chance. Now, you know what you can do tomorrow is National Signing Day. That's it. So after that, I mean, you practically have your guys for your team.
But
That's where you
transfer
could look at
portal's still going.
rosters and kind of.
I still think it's too early
Yeah,
because the
that's true.
transfer
You got me
portal.
there.
I still think it's too early. I think May
Yeah.
or I think May is when I can start making game by game predictions. That's just how I feel. But I think I can preview whatever
I
team I
will
want.
say,
Like I did
I'll tell
today.
you who I am high on.
Who
Yeah,
you hot on?
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm very optimistic with stuff, and I just try to, you know,
Okay.
like
Okay.
a team like Utah. I'll tell you what, when it comes time to preview the Pac-12, now I already did a Florida preview. Utah opens up at Florida. That could be a good game. I like a team like Utah to have a really interesting season this year. I mean, could they win the
I do too.
Pac-12? Could
You
they?
know what? I'm not trying to pull stuff early here, but I think they might make the playoffs.
Hey, I'm with you. I was just fixing to say, could they make the playoffs? You know, could they? You know, kind of. I guess it'd be the first Pac-12 team since 2016, 17 with
2016,
Washington.
Washington was the last team.
Yeah. Um, how funny is it though? You got to be the Big 12 right now. You got to be embarrassed because you make the playoff every other year. The Pac-12 has only made it twice, and they got more wins than the Big 12.
Oh yeah.
the Big 12 with just Oklahoma, and they're like 0-6 or 0-5, whatever it is. And,
Yep.
and the Pac-12 is at least 1-2. They gotta win.
101, yeah.
No, because if you
Oregon.
want to count a championship loss,
Oh yeah.
with Oregon.
Yeah. I mean, let's pull up USC schedule and
Yeah, we can look at it real quick. I'm
I'll
gonna
preview
switch
some
this
games.
though. I'll keep you on if you want to watch this game with me. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I'll
But,
definitely watch the game.
yeah. Let me see. So it is the second half though. They're just getting back to it. But yeah, let's look at USC schedule too, because this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on. You got the game on?
Jesus.
I guess you've been
See what I'm
watching
talking
along.
about? You know what I'm looking at right now?
What?
Auburn Center has 4 blocks.
Oh, I
Look,
know. Their defense is phenomenal.
you see what I'm talking about going inside?
Jabari Smith has 11 points on his own. Kessler has 6. Wendell Green has 10. Yeah, so here's USC schedule here. So they open up with Rice. They go at Stanford, Fresno State, at Oregon State, Arizona,
Okay,
Arizona State, I should say, and so on.
They'll win the first 4. That I don't see if they lose any of the first 4 games, Jesus.
They're screwed.
Yeah, but Arizona State, that's a tough game.
That could be a trap.
Don't they get Jaden Daniels back as well?
Arizona State, I think so. I think he's returning.
Yeah. Well, and then
he's one of the more underrated quarterbacks. I think that's
got the greatest backup quarterback in the FBS, Paul Tyson, at backup. So.
Greatest quarterback in the FBS. Good luck. They have a pretty. Honestly, I think it is kind of tough for them. The Notre Dame, of course, at UCLA. See, okay, UCLA had a good start to the season, piss poor season after the first month. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that DTR they're relying too much on DTR.
Yeah,
Uh, Charbonnet, he was a running back. I think he's
he was
gone.
still good.
Is Charbonnet gone?
I know he's eligible for the draft. I don't know if he's leaving.
I'm gonna look that up because that's a really key player.
Let me see. 2 weeks ago, ESPN put it out that Zach Charbonnet will return for the 22 season.
Oh, that's
He's not going pro.
that
That's
is
a big deal because I think he's one of the. I think he's the best running back in the Pac-12. Would
I
you say
agree.
he's one of the best in football though? Like overall, like is he top five,
See,
top 10
that's
right now?
maybe.
I'd say
Oh,
at least at a minimum top 15. Top 10 is a bit of a stretch, maybe, but
maybe. But
yeah,
UCLA is gonna have a great rushing attack next year. I feel like
yeah,
throwing the ball because DTR he helps out with that rushing attack. He really does. Then throwing the ball, they'll be decent. Biggest questions about UCLA, and I think it's crystal clear. It's the defense.
yeah. Charles Bediako gets two. Alabama looking like they're coming back just a bit. It's now 51-40 to start the half. Auburn with it, working outside. Smith off the rim and no good. And Alabama blown whistle, but a bit of a takeaway there was Charles Bediako, number 10.
Good God, Bruce Pearl was furious.
Yeah.
What a layup. Okay, see, they're doing the things I said they needed to do.
Alabama.
Yeah,
Are you pulling for them because you're a Georgia fan? Because, I mean,
I don't
we both
really.
hate Auburn, like.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I just want to see a good basketball game.
Yeah.
Although
This is
I
Bama's
am
coming
looking,
back. I mean, Javon Quinterly with two there was a layup. Go on.
looking at this game from an Alabama perspective, though, because you are an Alabama fan. So I'm helping
Yeah.
out some things that maybe Alabama could do better. I was you know, Auburn's, Alabama. They want to come back. They got to do the things they need to do. They know that Auburn's going to get their fair share. You got to let them have it. But
Yeah.
whoever is Big Cat talking about, oh, he wants you to. Yeah, I don't think he can do that.
No.
He can't. He
I
wants
get
you
that.
to
I get those a lot.
live.
I can't. Ugh.
Jamie
I think
Brewer.
I
So,
need to call basketball games with you more often. Maybe we could, just work with each other's schedule or whatever. Because you
oh
do
yeah,
know a lot, and I don't know. This is I
I'd
I
like
don't
to do
like doing
that.
play by play on my own. I mean, I know I say that, but I just don't like to get a whole lot of people on.
Oh yeah, because you know. Did you hear about Brian Flores suing 3 NFL teams? By the way,
Yes.
he basically
Oh,
ruined.
over basically racial stuff.
I support him, but at the same time, it kind of
I think
sucks.
it's a bit
He
overboard.
ruined his NFL career. He ruined
Right.
it. It kind of sucks that way. And he was a good coach. But honestly, his coaching style is more fit, in my opinion, for college players. He's hard driving. He's a little bit of a dictator in a way. And that's just some of the problems at Miami. I think he can come to college. I
Yeah.
really, I'm being serious. Feels like
Alabama
all
so far is 3 of 3 on their field goals in the second half. Go on.
feels like Auburn needs to chuck him up on their list for
Yeah.
coaching hires. I just don't. I just don't think Brian Harson's the guy. I really don't.
That's what I said. That's what I said in the offseason.
He
Because I
wasn't
said
a good
I
hire in the
like the
first place.
hire.
What a
I said I
drop!
like the hire, but
Jesus.
he's gotta be able to take what he did at Boise State and understand you're not in the MAC anymore. You're in the SEC.
He
Because in
doesn't
the MAC,
fit the and
Yeah.
he's just not. Auburn's a tough job.
Blocked.
It really is.
Blocked.
That was a nice block, by the way. But
That was great.
Auburn's a tough job. You play Georgia and Alabama every year. On top
Right.
of that, you play a lot of other teams. Usually, you play one good team. Auburn's a really hard job, and I don't think Brian Harsin has it. And I don't think he's a Southern guy. I don't think he fits it. He should have went to the Pac-12, not the SEC. He doesn't fit in the
Or
SEC.
just stay at Boise. I don't know.
Or just stay at Boise.
Yeah.
Washington, he should go to Washington.
Yeah. Let's get back to this game here, man. Here's a shot for 3. Oh, yeah. Woo! How far are you in
Alabama's
this
back
game?
in this
I
game.
just saw the 3-point shot. So
Alabama's back in this game.
yeah, we are.
The
Give 'em
Broncos
3
are
there.
the Broncos are up for sale.
The Broncos.
Yeah, the owner decided to step down. $4 billion.
Oh. Okay.
I don't really know
Just
how
under
much that
$4
means.
billion is their value.
$4 billion, yeah, that's a lot. That's almost how much the Cowboys are worth.
Yeah.
$5 billion.
That
Oh
was
yeah, Tom Brady. After the hoax and everything, he actually retired today.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man,
which is expected. I mean, we knew he wasn't coming back.
I'm not trying to start stuff on here, but as a Falcons fan, I'm getting a little bit interested about the future.
No. Quarterback whisper as the head coach and Kyle Trask. No. I don't care if he got hits. Still got Matt Ryan.
Jesus.
Hold on, going for it. Outside for 3. Oh, take away Kessler.
Oh, you're not going to like that play.
16:35 and counting, 23 on the shot clock. Smith, spin move, inside, Kessler, and whistle blown.
Was that not a push-off?
I don't know.
At first, I thought that was an ankle breaker, but now that I look at it again, was that not a push-off? Okay.
Not exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
Quinterly with 3 fouls, Lewis with 3 fouls, Miles with 3 fouls for Alabama tonight. Round the rim, and it's no good. And Alabama takes it back here. Keon
See what happens when you listen to me?
Layup. Let's go. Let's go. Darius Miles on that last foul, by the way.
I bet Nate Oates was listening to me at halftime.
Or yeah, we gotta go along with what the Georgia fans said on Ballard stream. We too many turnovers. I'm telling you, go listen to this guy talking press conference. It's amazing. I mean, he knows basketball. He can coach this team, but it is young, and he just, God, he's got to know.
He's a great coach. He's a great coach. He just needs to stop losing to these terrible teams that he shouldn't be losing to, and motivate.
What's up, Brian Dollinger? How you doing? You're on with Ballard. What's up?
Hello. I think he's struggling with his mic and everything. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. I need to get my charger. Hold on.
Jeez.
Damn. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well. I'm not trying to be mean here, but do these people not understand that all you have to do is log on with your phone and turn your mic on just on the stream?
It was on. It was breathing, though. I just kicked him. If he wants to come back in, he can talk.
They don't have to set up anything. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Now, sometimes, like, for a while, my camera and everything wasn't connecting on here. So I had to fix some stuff on the computer, but for the
Well,
most part, yeah, as long as you have your
you're the
camera,
host
at the
though.
very least, if you can have a working microphone, you don't have to set a lot up.
You
You shouldn't have
you
to
know what
physically.
I do? All I do is that when the link comes in the comment section, I click on it, I log in. Um, Sometimes it automatically logs me in. It just depends. And then I type my name is already there. I just turn my camera off. My mic's on, and I'm ready to go. I don't set up anything. I just use my phone, click everything on. I don't. I'm not trying to be me. I just don't understand what the struggles are. I really don't. You know, I can turn my mic off, turn it on. I just
New Liam Neeson film. Hold on.
what you say?
New Liam Neeson film.
Who's that?
Black White. Liam Neeson, Taken. You probably haven't seen those movies.
Oh, you're talking about a movie. I thought you were talking about.
Yeah. No, it was a movie. It was a movie preview.
Yeah. But I just don't. I don't know. I mean, unless you're the host of the StreamYard, there's really nothing that you got to set up.
Yeah.
If you're the host, then yeah, there might be a thing or two that you set up, make your quality better. But if you're just joining, you just join. That's all you do.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I got to set up the camera, the banners, and everything. Jacob, all you had to do was make sure your name was whatever you wanted it to be. You got your picture up, and that's it.
Yeah, that's all I did. Now, when I'm hosting the
This
StreamYard,
guy, this guy, I'm sure knows how to set it up. Austin Butner, what's going on?
What's up, guys?
What's up? I don't think
what's up?
I've seen you on here before. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm just trying to check out this Auburn Alabama basketball game.
Okay.
Yeah, you got a team you're pulling for?
Oh yeah, definitely. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man.
I'm just
I think
in
we
the back.
just need to. We definitely got to quit. We got to quit with the turnovers. I mean, we've improved a little bit on this game, but I mean, overall, here in the
That was
second
a
half, we're
horrible
down.
shot.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
really
know
What
like.
was
what.
that? It literally just gave it up. I got
I don't
15
know
and a
what that was at all.
half. Here
I'm
we
a
go.
Georgia fan, but I'm interested in sports.
Oh my gosh. That was way off target.
Like you saw the shot.
Yeah, it
I
was
don't even know what
not even
happened.
close to the basket from the outside.
Oh, we're seeing a little bit of heat in this game. Oh, there we go. There we
I
go.
got 15-15. I just heard a whistle call.
There we
I
go.
think I'm a little bit behind you.
We
But
get some heat in this game. Okay.
are they going to fight? Am I fixing to see a fight?
You'll find out.
Who are they calling?
I'm
Uh-oh.
watching it.
Uh-oh. Jabari Smith.
Oh, you saw it.
Yeah. What are you
Man,
majoring in?
talking to Nate Oates right now.
Now, is he fixing to get pissed?
I, Auburn shoved
What
first.
are they trying? Are they trying to review possession? I kind of missed what went on here.
They might be reviewing the fight.
Uh-oh. Jabari Smith, and it looks like
That was them first. Auburn pushed first.
Mediaco.
Auburn should get the foul. They pushed first.
Yeah. Jabari Smith kind of pushed off Bediako a little bit, like, hey, like whatever he was saying to him, it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. He kind of
I
pushed
don't
off
get that.
there. Just a little tension in a rivalry game. That's what you love.
That's what you love.
Heck yeah, man.
No.
Well, we got 15 minutes, 15 seconds left in the game here in the second half. I mean, it's been a good one. I mean, it really has. I mean, it got off to one of
Oh
those
yeah.
starts where, um, I mean, so far Alabama has outscored Auburn 12-2 in this second half. It was 51-37 at halftime, remind you, like 5 minutes ago, at least by game time. But
Okay, well, going to
really
football game.
15 minutes ago, but
Going to football game. I'm excited for signing day tomorrow.
yeah, man.
Georgia needs to get these players.
Georgia got their guys. Who else is left out there recruiting wise?
Georgia will find somebody. We'll find somebody.
Yeah. I got to be at work, so my traditional stream might not happen unless I do something late at night or whatever. I mean, I work 7:15 to 1 Central Time. Maybe around 4 Eastern. Maybe I could get something, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. If I don't get it in the afternoon, maybe I do it at night.
The one thing that Georgia's missing this offseason, they're getting all the signings. They're getting their players back. The one thing they're missing that we really got a lot last year, and I know it's coming. But we haven't gotten it yet. The thing we're missing so far is we're missing the transfer portal. We really haven't used that yet.
Does Kirby care about transfers, really? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I know you've got a
Darion
couple.
Kendrick, Eric Gilbert, Tyke Smith.
Yeah, well, I know you've gotten a few, but he is more of a go out and get the 5 stars kind of guy.
I think that's how it should be because transfers are how in the
Let's
world
go back in this, Shaq.
Jesus, how that was supposed to be an alley oop, but somehow he made that.
Yeah, it was Jaden Shackelford. What's up, Devin Rambert? How you doing? What's up?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Auburn fans are getting so scared now. 2-point game. 2-point game. Auburn got 3, by the way. It's 57 for them, 55 for Bama.
These guys are just joining and leaving.
It is stupid. Now he's trying to type in the private chat. Nobody else is getting on. I regret dropping the link, by the way. No offense to you, Jacob, but everybody else is like, I love y'all. I appreciate you.
But you can't just join and drop.
I mean, we've had like 3 different people pop up and not say anything, and then they're gone.
And then we had the fourth person who said, roll, The fourth person said that, and then he just left. I mean, you can't just.
Well, I appreciate that. Don't get it wrong. Kessler with it, driving inside. What? He literally threw it out of bounds. Why?
Oh, all right. You know what?
Our guys picked it up out of
bounds. Let's save all the other conversations for later. This basketball game,
it's
I think we need to start. I don't think that was a 3-pointer, by the way.
No, it was 2. He got 2.
No, I'm talking about another shot.
Oh, here's 3.
They gave him the 3, but
that one at 13.5. The 62.
Yeah.
Was his foot kind of? I didn't see it, but it did in a way look like he was kind of past that line just a little bit. Like I really think they kind of fudged the whole 3-point line now at this point.
Jeez. If they keep it up, if they, yeah.
This one for 3, no good. Rebounded. Kessler with it. Kessler got it in.
Oh no! Auburn's
blew a whistle. Away.
Auburn's pulling away. He's not a great free throw shooter. Oh, he made it. Okay. Oh, my bad.
What was the foul though? They blew a whistle.
Yeah. Alabama's down by 7 on my screen, or they're down by 8.
Free throw up and good.
That's wide open. Jeez.
Come on, you got 12:50 to play. I'm playing 2-3 zone on the Tigers.
The zone
Here's
defense
for
is
three,
good.
wide open. No good, rebounded, and goes out of bounds. Last touch by
You
Baylor.
gotta hit those wide open threes.
You do.
You know that's something a D1
And
basketball
that's one
player.
of those ones where I see it, and look, you give them credit for an effort for trying to make it. But I mean, when you're wide open like that, I mean, pretend like you're on the court by yourself. There's nobody to get you. That ball's in the air.
Exactly.
It's gone.
Like if you're just a D1 basketball player, you need to make that.
I know.
Like
Oh, Jabari
that's a
Smith
tip.
goes up. 10-point game.
I think Alabama needs to take a timeout before it's
I,
too late.
I, Eight Oats needs to get it together, man.
Okay, so the zone defense, now they're starting to score on that. Okay. I say,
Oh.
you know what? I say go back to the double teams. Go back to what was working. For some reason, they were doing the double teams and then switched off it. I don't know why. That probably because the double team defense is aggressive. But if you know, I mean, what would you do? You're Nate Oates. Hello.
No, I missed what you said. I'm sorry. I'm kind of reading comments and then
I
I'm looking.
said, oh,
No, what
all
were you
right.
saying? It's
I
commercial
said
now.
if I'm Nate Oates, I don't know why'd they switch off the double team defense. That was what's working. You know,
What
double
I
team
don't
everybody.
understand is what happens is you have something that's working so well, and then all of a sudden it goes
You
wrong
switch
one
up.
time. One time it goes wrong. Because, I mean,
You switch.
you got to understand, they're not perfect. They're college kids. You're going to mess up, and it's not going to be a perfect game.
This
It's not
isn't
going to
a
be
thing where
perfect
it's
every
like
time. But if
I
it's
don't.
what's gotten you success to help you win before, keep going at it. Just do it a little better.
Exactly. And I don't care what defense you run. You're not you're do you ever come into a game expecting like, yeah, this defense is holding Auburn to 0 points the rest of the game? Do you really
No,
think like that?
no.
I mean, like shots happen. Auburn's going to get their fair share. Accept it. You know, just because they score does not mean that the defense is not working. So I say go back to double teaming everybody with the ball. What do you think? Because that was what's
I
working.
think so too.
That was what's working. And for some reason, Auburn made one shot and they
And the
switched off it.
defense too. Not only that, I think the tempo of the defense has slowed down a bit. They just have kind of fell asleep. Not only with how they like
Well, that's
how
a
they
rotation
changed up the
problem.
scheme, but they've just straight up like
Well, that's a rotation problem. You got to make
they're
sure
out there like
rotate.
freaking zombies right now, man. They gotta
You got to
pick it up,
rotate.
wake up, and get it going.
Well, that's a rotation problem. Then, if they're looking like zombies, you got to rotate your players. Let them rest. You know.
Who? Yeah.
You know what offensively, I think Alabama just needs to keep shooting from the outside, which you're still doing decently well. The defense, I say go back to double teams. That's what I'm doing. And you got to rotate some bench players in as well.
You know who I haven't seen tonight, and he might be hurt. Actually, I do think he's hurt, but James Rojas.
Oh, he's hurt. Yeah, that's right. I heard about that. He's hurt.
He tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Something like yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's
His
done.
left knee.
But like,
I'll tell you what, if he was back and healthy, he's a great player for us on the field.
oh yeah, he is.
Or whatever.
I'm gonna say this.
And he's good defensively for us too. I mean, he can play good in the paint and kind of
Jesus Christ. The Louisville coach
he's fast. Yeah.
Somebody just slammed their headset onto the Jesus. Okay, but anyways, point is, I say go back to double teaming players. I think you got to rotate some guys in because I feel like the reason why the tempo slow down defense, I think they're getting tired. Uh, in my opinion, that's what's happening. I mean, do
Yeah.
you agree? So I think you need to make
I
some
think
rotation.
Auburn, I think there was a point in this game where the defense was working early on and Auburn figured it out. And they said, we got to change some things up a bit. We got to tire this defense out of Alabama. And congratulations, Auburn. You tired our defense out right now. But this defense has got to wake the hell up right now. They got to get it
Well, I
going. They got
see.
to
I
get
see
back.
some different. I see
Yeah.
some different players on the court. So Alabama has made some rotation moves,
Katie
which is
Johnson's
good.
going to the line here, too, by the way, to shoot a free throw or two. And he got it.
Why would you pass that? That makes no sense.
Past what I'm just seeing after the free throw. So I guess you're a bit
Okay.
ahead.
All right. All I'm gonna say is that the guy had a wide open. The guy had a wide open layup and passed it.
Yep, saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you
What
think
was
about
that
that?
bounce?
You
What?
see what I'm saying?
He literally threw it on the ground. You had Davidson right out there in the corner. It wasn't even close. It's still Bama ball. Davidson's going to throw it in here.
Jesus,
Kessler takes it.
Alabama is worn out. They're not double teaming. They're going. This is getting away from them. They need to, they need to go back to the double teams. They got to shoot their threes just like they were before. Make your rotations consecutively, and that's how you're going to win. This game's technically still winnable, by the way.
You imagine, though, when we get to March Madness,
Oh, yeah.
I hope we
Bama.
miss out. I hope we miss out at this point if this is how we're playing.
No. You don't hope they miss March
No,
Madness.
I know. No, I hope we make it. But I'm just saying, if I start seeing this in a game, I'm just gonna call it just, dude.
I mean,
This cannot be the team that goes forward. Now, this game's still alive, like we keep saying. It's still there.
11
But man,
minutes.
yeah.
You got to make double teams, though, and you got to sub players in and out. Yep, they're making more substitutions. This is what you got to do in this situation in games like this. You can't keep the same players in. From what I'm saying, their players look energized again. They look like they're back.
Yeah.
You'll see
You
it
got
soon.
that second layup.
You watching it?
What?
Look at the energy right here. You see a whole. What in the world was that shot? But you see the energy difference?
Here's a layup. Kessler. Oh.
Now look at this shot from the corner three.
I think you're just a bit ahead. Here's a 3-pointer. Oh, where it bounced off the backboard, like at the very top.
What a
that was number. Is that 35 there?
Yeah.
Trying to make that one for him was Chandler Leopard.
Quickly, you're.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was I'm reading 25. 35 Devin Cambridge.
You need to watch quickly right here. Why would he pass that?
They should have called foul on that. He was holding Kessler.
I'm talking
Here's
about.
A 3. No good. Now Auburn's just playing sloppy.
Yeah, well, because Alabama's made their substitutions, and they got the energy difference now.
Yeah.
I need to go back to shooting some threes. They need to stop going inside. It's not. Oh, that's wide open. Yeah. They're missing too many wide open shots. They have the wide open shot there. They're just not hitting it, Auburn's collapsing a little bit on defense. Do you think Alabama will make March Madness?
Me?
I mean, if they can rally,
I think at a very minimum, I think we are at least good enough. We could get an invitation. You know what I'm saying?
invitation, yeah.
Maybe we get an invitation. We'll see who we're playing, and we'll go from there. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think they're out of the country.
Maybe the 11th seed.
Well, I mean, they're 14-7 right now. Now we should, because of some games that have some of the wins that we've had, we should have more than 7 losses. I think personally, that's how I
Well,
feel.
what's happening is that Alabama's losing a bunch of games they shouldn't be.
Right.
Georgia, Missouri, all that. Okay, that was just good defense. You got to give that to Auburn. This guy's really wearing a farmer hat.
Here's a shot, and it's good for 2.
Jesus. 17-3 run.
Wow.
They need to take another timeout.
I didn't give Auburn that last 2, by the way, but it's 74 for them. I suck at keeping up with
Why
the
is
score.
Alabama not using their timeouts? They
I
need
don't
to
know.
use it.
We got 9:16 left.
Well, you need to use it, in my opinion.
Hmm?
Jump ball, that'll go to the defense. Oh, never mind. They need to stop going inside. And I'm not the type of person where it's just like teams should only be shooting like my game plans are not teams only need to shoot threes and all that. But against when they're just outmatched going inside the paint on Auburn, they got to shoot threes on the outside.
Yeah.
2 Alabama players, by the way, are 1 foul away from being fouling out. He made that. Auburn's been shooting well from the line tonight. You got to give them credit on that.
Yeah, I give them credit.
Way too many
there.
chances from it as well.
Oh my gosh.
Going inside again. Oh, never mind. That's what they need to be doing. They need to give the ball to Noah Gurley more.
They do. I think he's one of those guys. I think he's a sophomore this year, but he's a guy to step up and probably be one of those next few guys for our team, you know. But again, we'll just have to wait and see. Because I don't know. I really think there's something going on with the coaching. And I don't know if it is Nate Oates. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Bruce Pearl needs to chill out, bro. What are you slamming the table for? I don't care how mad you know.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, they took Kessler out. The guy who's been destroying. The guy who's been destroying Alabama. Okay, this is their turning point. Maybe they can go in the paint a little bit.
Alabama needs to use the fact that Kessler's out to an advantage, basically.
Yeah, maybe they can go in the paint a little bit now. You know,
they fouled him is what happened. He made a dunk, and I'm not sure what the foul was.
Well, this is their chance to go in the paint.
Yeah. Let's take advantage of this turnaround. It's still plenty of time, you know. I say plenty of time. I mean, what's it, like 8 minutes? They got to get something here. Here's a 3. Rebounded, no good.
The Auburn's getting a lot of offensive rebounds.
They are.
Too many, especially if Kessler out.
Number 12 with the ball for Auburn here is
I say go inside. I say go inside while you can.
Zep Jasper. Yeah.
I said
I
go
gotta make
inside while you can.
if you're Auburn.
No, Alabama.
Oh,
Even if they're down, I think going inside is a move here. Get some easy
and they give up
buckets.
2. I mean, is it possible? Like, is Auburn this good? I mean, I know they're a great team, but I really look at it from a standpoint that, like, I I don't know if Auburn's playing that well or if Alabama's just truly playing that bad. Because you got to think about it. Like, I think
I
Alabama
think I
has
think
really
just
some opportunities.
I think it's just Auburn's this good.
I would fully agree,
I think
but I mean,
Gonzaga are the best 2 teams in the country. Purdue's
yeah,
up there as well. Can't forget about Purdue.
I'd like to see Purdue and Auburn in March Madness somewhere.
I
Maybe that's a
would
Final
love that.
Four.
And
Gee.
we'll see about Kansas. Kansas is they're number 10 now, but we'll see about
I
Kansas.
think I asked you or someone the other day, but Jacob, what would you say your Final Four looks like right now if you had to pick? I mean, I know there's a lot in March
Okay.
Madness.
Auburn, Gonzaga, Purdue. Takes me a while to think of the 4th team.
Would it be
Uh
Kansas? Would you put them in right now, or
Yeah, honestly, I feel like they're one of the best 4 teams that just had a bad game.
yeah?
A team I need to see is for real is Arizona. They're number
Oh
they're number 3 in the nation, but they don't look like.
no, they're not. They're 7 right now. UCLA's up to 3.
Well, they
But
just
go on.
lost. They just lost.
Oh
They
yeah,
were. Um, I need to see about Arizona because they're playing an easy schedule. They don't look like a great team. They look like a good team, but they don't look elite, like top tier. I don't know. I mean, what do you think about Arizona?
I mean they're 7-2 or 17-2. They've had some good wins, but because they play really really good defense. Now they've had 1 or 2 game. I think their highest game they scored 100 something. Let me pull this up. 104
I
to
know they lost to
50 back
Tennessee.
in. They've had 2 different games they've scored over 100
I
points,
know they
but
lost to the best team they played, Tennessee.
well, they lost to Tennessee. They also just lost a couple weeks ago to UCLA.
Lost to UCLA. I
Those are
don't.
their 2 losses.
They were
So,
ranked number 3 at some point. Now they're number 7. I don't know if they're like for real final. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused about them.
well, the
Baylor.
only 2 ranked games that they have left, they have on Thursday, number 3 UCLA, and then on Saturday, number 19 USC. Then they play 3
Oh,
straight
USC
road
is
games.
USC's
USC's,
the most. USC, in my opinion, is the most overrated team in the polls.
yeah.
They are nowhere near a top 25 team, and they don't play like one.
Why? What? Who have they beat that they're ranked though, or is it just their record?
It's a
18 and
record.
3 and 8-3 in the
It's a
conference.
record, but they're not a top 25 team. I
They
promise you.
lost. Hold on.
They're not a top 35
These
team.
jokers lost. These jokers lost 64-61 at home to Stanford. Now Stanford is great in women's basketball. They're okay in men's, but I don't know. I mean, come on. At home, that's crazy.
Okay, now I'm not trying to have you lose hope here, but I think it's time to look at maybe Alabama the rest of their schedule because it feels like this game's
Here's a
probably not.
3.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think about now? Is this game out of reach or
Yeah.
it is? Yeah,
I hate to admit it. You're down 18 with what, 6 minutes?
yeah,
Or almost
7.
7.
Yeah,
I mean, never
Uh,
say never with this stuff, but I mean, still, with how Auburn's been playing, I mean, you can tell The boys are making an effort for Alabama. Okay, that right there. Now, I don't know where you're at, but I'm at 7:07. There was a wide open
Me too.
three that was right there. You can't. How do you
I think
miss those wide
honestly,
open? How do you miss those wide open threes? That was J.D. Davison.
you know why Alabama's lost this game?
What?
Because they're making the mistakes that you can't make against good teams.
Right.
You can't turn the ball over. You cannot foul all the time. You can't miss your wide open. You got to hit wide open shots. That's a must in any big game.
I am literally watching the same Alabama team I saw 2 years ago when Nate Oates first got here. They beat teams that,
They
and I
shouldn't.
say like not supposed to beat, like it doesn't, like it's not a big time opponent. They would beat the lower tier, right? Then they go and they play the ranked teams, and even at home, dude, they were struggling because once the pressure's like, if there's pressure in a game to win a big time moment, it's like they just falter.
Nate Oates has some questions. Here's a stat for you.
He does.
Here's a stat.
And I
for you.
love the guy. I think he's got a
60
great heart, good attitude, and I think that he can coach a program. And I'm not even I'm not calling for him to be fired yet or
Oh no,
anything. I mean, this is a young team, but
that'd be a
it's
stupid
still one
move.
of those. Go
Here's
ahead
a-
and say what you were going to say about him. I don't.
This is something he needs to answer.
Yeah.
Why is he letting Auburn score 69 of their 81 points inside the arc?
I don't know. I mean, and like we talked about earlier, inside the perimeter, around the basket, that's where you have to play defense. I could understand if maybe there's a guy out there and, he gets it just right. He's going to hit the long three. It's a long shot. But you can go up and block a layup. You can go up and prevent, inside the paint.
Should have stick to those double teams.
I know.
Well,
thank God. I think they're going to commercial break. Thank
God.
God.
You know when we'll see about Alabama? We'll see.
What?
Is it Thursday? They're playing Kentucky, ranked 5.
Oh, is that a road game for us? Is that, I know we're playing them, but is that?
And they can
Tell
win
me
that
that's
game.
home. Tell me that's home.
They can win that game as well.
Yeah.
Alabama's a
Our
potential
next few games, we have you. Did you say Thursday? It's Saturday. The Kentucky game.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, you're fine. But we played.
Oh yes, yeah. It's at Coleman.
Yeah. Then we go on the road and play Ole Miss. Then we go play Arkansas at home. Mississippi State at home.
Let's do this. Let's pop up Alabama's basketball schedule on the screen.
Yeah, I got you right here. And I'm gonna let you pick. I'm not picking anything, but I want to get your thoughts on what you think is gonna happen and if they're gonna close it out good. Okay. I'm gonna name the games and you tell me if it's win or loss. Home against Kentucky on Saturday.
I think that's very winnable. Like very winnable, especially since Kentucky's kind of feeling themselves after beating Kansas by that much.
If it was at Rupp, that's different. But this is at Coleman, and Coleman can get pretty loud. We get the hard hats on, and
you know what?
Alabama gets fired up.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I think Alabama's going to win that game.
Okay, I respect that.
I just feel like that Kentucky's feeling themselves.
You got to at least say Kentucky plays it close. I mean, we're not going to go in
honestly, Kentucky's overrated as well.Ey're not the 5th best team in the country, not even close.
Oh, I would fully agree. They are not the Kentucky that we've learned to know and understand after 15 years or whatever it's been. At Ole Miss,
this Kentucky team is top 25. This is not 5th ranked Kentucky. One game over Kansas should not put you there, but whatever.
What about Ole Miss on the road? What have you seen from them? Because I mean,
Ole Miss is not a good team. That's a win.
I know. I'm looking at their record. I know it's bad. 11-10, 13th in the SEC. There's 14 teams. That's a win. If we lose that somehow,
that's a must win. Like for the tournament, that's a must win.
Yeah, because you got to think resume building. against Arkansas on Saturday, February 12th.
Arkansas is a
That
pretty good team. Arkansas is
yeah,
a good team.
16. They're not ranked. They're like
And I'm gonna
Alabama. They're
say
not ranked, but they got a good record. They're
I'm gonna
16 and
say
5, 5
Alabama.
and 3.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
Alabama drops that one.
at home.
Yeah, against Arkansas. I think
Okay.
they lose.
Okay, Mississippi State at home.
Win.
Kentucky on the road at Rupp.
Oh,
That I'm taking the loss.
yeah, that's a loss.
Now, I would say this: do not. I think we win that Mississippi State game. Go back to that for a second.
They win that.
I would not sleep on that though, because they're 14-7. Mississippi State is a good team. They're 4th in the SEC, with a 5-3 conference record. I mean, Garrison Brooks had a season high for himself and 18 points in that last game.
They'll
for
beat Mississippi
by the way.
State. They'll beat Mississippi State, then they lose to Kentucky on the road.
Vandy.
Oh, do I need to say anything?
Oh no,
They'll
you
No, I'm
against
joking.
Vandy?
Yeah, I'm joking.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a
South
win.
Carolina. What do you got? South Carolina at
They
home.
should win that. Once again, South Carolina is not a good team.
Yeah, no, I think we could win that by quite a few points. I think A&M.
A&M's actually done pretty well this season. Is it at home?
It's at home, so I'm going to give the win to Alabama. I'm going to say that A&M. I think A&M could give us a run, but I think
Alabama wins.
Yeah. Now here's where it gets tough. Final game of the season. It's a noon game in Eastern time at 25 LSU. They're 25 at least for right now.
Okay,
LSU has decent.
Been on a cold streak recently. They just got blown out by Kansas State. Then they got blown out. They're losing to Ole Miss right now, which is how do you lose to Ole Miss?
I don't know. Let me update the score too. By the way,
I honestly do think Alabama did beat them the first time. Considering that, I really think LSU will get them the second time.
15-point game with 5 minutes.
So I think Alabama will finish the season with only 3 more losses after this Auburn loss. So they'll finish with, 23-11.
And remind me again, after they lose tonight, and then what are the other losses?
On the road at Kentucky, on the road at LSU, and at home versus Arkansas.
Okay.
And then if they
let me ask you this. Let's say if they lose to Kentucky in that first matchup, could you see them getting revenge on them on the road? Is that a possibility?
Yes, 100%.
I
think they go 1-1 versus Kentucky.
Is it possible they drop both? Because I think that's a possibility
that's
too.
Possible too. I think Alabama.
They are good at I think this team is built enough though that they have a good revenge factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is their second time playing the Tigers. They lost to them the first time around. But, at the same time, I think that at the very least you can say, well, Auburn's number 1. They're really that good. And if anything you give Alabama credit for is, outside of the scoreboard, they're putting a good effort into it. Outside of coaching,
first game.
I think Nate Oates is –
I don't
know what's going on, but –
especially the first game.
Yeah. But overall, you look at the rest of their schedule.
23-11.
It's a tough road ahead. It's a tough road ahead. But again, what were you going to say about their record?
23-11. Dude, will that get them a good performance in the SEC tournament? Will that get them into March Madness?
I think if they finish 23-11 and they go into the SEC tournament, I think if they you got to make a good enough run in there. You got to make it.
You got to make it.
I'm not saying you got to be the runner-up, but if you're like one of the third or fourth team, no more than the fourth best team in that tournament, or like no lower than that. Anything less than maybe the fourth best team, maybe not going. That's just my opinion because I
Yeah,
don't
you like
know. I
you
just
can't
think,
be one
and I
one
think
and
the
done.
difference. I think the difference is that last year we didn't have a lot of key issues and we had a lot more wins and more quality wins. But I think that they have an opportunity with those Kentucky games and that LSU game. You got to hope those teams are doing good, especially with LSU being 25. Dude, pull for LSU to come up in the ranks a bit, go on the road and beat them. That's a quality ranked win on your resume.
LSU is a good team. They're just
And
struggling
it's
right
the
now.
last weekend of the season. If you get a ranked win
I
on the
know.
last weekend of the season, you're like, now hold on, what can they bring to the table?
Yeah, I know they're struggling right now on the losing streak, but LSU is a good team. They're a top 25
Yeah.
team in my opinion. They're just on a cold streak right now.
It's all
Can,
about resume building and
you know,
just
Kentucky
going in.
is not even close to the fifth ranked team. They're just there because they beat Kansas, and I promise you they're going to drop soon, right after they play
Yeah.
Alabama, because I think they'll lose. The fact that they're even ranked number 5 is embarrassing on the AP's part. That's embarrassing.
Great program, but this year not so much great team.
That's like Texas A&M beating number 1 ranked Alabama and putting them in the top 10.
Yeah, right. It's like at the very least, slide them in the bottom 20. Like, what's with the big jump?
Like Kentucky did not need that big jump just for beating Kansas. Kansas is a great team, but come on now, let's be real.
Yeah, but again, I mean, this is a tough stretch here, but I
But
think Alabama
Alabama
can
was
get it done.
competitive with Auburn. Kentucky got blown out both times.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know,
but we'll see
the
what
only.
happens. But I mean,
Uh, I mean, if we talk about the SEC tournament, though, who do you see as that dark horse team in the SEC tournament?
the dark horse out of nowhere type of team, I guess, like the
Yeah,
Cinderella, basically.
yeah.
That's where I look at.
Do we say Alabama?
I don't know.
They have the
I'm gonna have
potential
to say
to.
a team like I'd say a team like Arkansas.
Arkansas, you know,
I mean, I know they might be the third best, but I mean, it starts with Auburn and Kentucky, and then you got LSU.
honestly, I see
Um,
Tennessee. I can see Tennessee going far.
oh, okay,
They already beat Arizona. Um,
yeah,
whether Arizona's played good teams or not, they beat Arizona, and Arizona's ranked 7. Tennessee's played pretty well all year, besides
yeah,
that one game against Kentucky. Other than that, they've played like a good team. Um,
5-0 run here.
Alabama, in my opinion, they have the potential. They're inconsistent.
Right, and that's been a big time issue with this program, really all time. But I mean, that was the big issue coming in, even his first year a couple years ago with Nate Oates, was just the consistency. It's like one day you have probably one of the better teams that, like, why is this team not up there and ranked? Why are they not, like, why aren't we talking about this team? And then the next weekend it's like, oh, now I know why we're not talking about them.
It's
Like,
just
it's so up and
yeah.
down. You just don't know what you're getting.
I mean, it happened, and yet they almost beat Gonzaga. But last year they lost in the Sweet 16, the 11th seed UCLA.
Now you give them credit. I mean, at the very least, you say thank goodness that team was in the Final Four. But
It almost beat Gonzaga.
imagine if they would have dropped the next game. Then you're like, what
What are
the
you
heck?
doing? Like, what are you
Right.
doing?
Alabama was like a 1 or 2 seed somewhere, being the SEC champs.
You
I
know,
think they were like,
and
I think they were so like a 5 seed, or I
I
don't know,
don't
but
think they'll be the SEC champs this year. Although I don't think they need to. But
right.
they need to make a run, and they need to. What they cannot do the rest of the schedule. Like, for example, you can't drop a game to Ole Miss. You can't drop a game to Vanderbilt. You can't drop a game to South Carolina. You can't do that stuff.
I
You
know.
got to beat those teams. You need to win a cup. You need to beat a couple of good teams. Drop a couple of games, but you need to, you need to stay consistent the rest of the season.
Right.
You need to make a good run in the tournament. That will get you into March Madness. And even if you make March Madness, your chances are you're probably going to face a really good team.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you always are.
And I think Alabama is capable of beating a top 15 team. I really, it's because
Well, I'll
it's
tell you. Well,
there.
they just beat. They
They
just
beat
beat number
Baylor.
4. Yes.
They beat
So here's what
Baylor.
here's
But
what you have.
they almost beat Auburn. They have that potential. So it's
Let me
not
tell you something.
over.
Their resume is really good. Now the
Yeah.
loss is not so much because I mean, if you're March Madness right
I don't
now,
know.
committee or whoever, you're looking at them like, because you know why? Because you have losses
I
to
know.
Memphis and Davidson and Iona, which are not necessarily bad teams, but they were unranked. And I think one of those, I think you lost at home to Iona and Davidson. You lost on the road at Memphis, but you have wins over teams like a 14th ranked Tennessee, 13 LSU, 4 Baylor. They beat Gonzaga.
They beat
They beat
exactly.
number 3 Gonzaga.
And they almost beat Auburn. Almost beat Auburn.
Dude,
I mean, in my
what
opinion,
is
and I don't know if I'm the only person. Am I the only person who values wins more than losses, like big wins more than bad losses? Am I the only person who values that more?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man.
Alabama has the potential to be great teams. They just can't. They don't handle business against the teams that they should beat. They don't. I'm sorry. They don't.
330, yeah. 14 points for Kessler
Now
tonight.
this is where
I
Nate
do
Oates
gotta
can
give
step in. This is where
yeah.
Nate Oates can step in. It's like, hey, let's get a big win against Kentucky. We need to beat these teams to make a tournament. We got to beat this team. Motivate your guys, and Alabama will be in the tournament.
Yeah. You gotta give
Especially
props to Auburn tonight though. I mean,
if
they are that team, so
the most important part of this, I think, for Alabama is the SEC tournament. You got to have a good performance in there. You
right.
cannot be if you're
Like
one and done. I promise you,
right.
if they're one and done, they're not making the SEC. They're not making
I
March.
was just fixing to say one and done.
If you're one and done,
Alabama driving. Here's a shot. What was oh my what was that shot?
like if you're one and done, you might as well just throw March Madness out the window. You got to make a deep run.
Opt out, right?
Like
Gosh. See, you and I were talking about the issues in this game for the Tide. The wide open threes that you have to make, that there should be no
on.
issue. You're wide open,
Oh, I'll
nobody
be back.
covering. Okay. You see the wide open threes. I think that was Davidson right there trying to hit that. He was wide open. Meanwhile, we're guarding Auburn players. Jabari Smith with a great 3 there. You give credit. I'm sorry, that was 2, but still, I mean, you're making Auburn does a good job against the defenses. Alabama's guarded. They do okay. You're wide open and nothing. Kessler on Davidson there. Kessler knocks it away. 2:12 left. Someone in the back room. Device is not connected.
What's up, Ballard? I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. Jaden Shackelford
I was just
got fouled on.
I was just taking a phone call. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Shackelford, first one good for the
Oh
free
yeah,
throw.
speaking of Shackelford, he's had a great night tonight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
He's been the star player for Alabama, in my opinion.
See if he gets this next one. It's up, and he does.
When Gurley gets the ball, he's good. They just don't give it to him enough.
Yeah.
In my opinion, though, what was his name? It's your point guard. He had an off night tonight.
Which one? Was it Ellis?
It's 13. I forgot his name.
13. Come on, I know this. I should know who 13 is.
It's your point guard.
Oh, Javon Quinterly.
Yeah, he had an off night tonight. He turned the ball over a lot.
Oh, and that's not like him. It's really not.
And he missed a lot of shots, went inside way too much, did not make good decisions passing. Like, how many? I saw him way too many times. And I'm not over
And
exaggerating.
it wasn't even so much that,
I saw him 2 or
because the
3
defense was
times.
all over me. I mean, he had clear opportunities to make.
Like two or three. I saw 2 or 3 times where he was wide open and then he just passed it to somebody who was covered. Really 3 or 4 times tonight. I saw that a lot. I think he's a good player. I just don't think he played well tonight. You know? Bottom line is that Alabama was outmatched tonight.
They were.
There's changes you could have made, but tonight was not the night. You're going into Auburn. Your players are worn out, you know.
The number 1 team, by the way. Which, I mean, it's...
I do think Nate Oates has to answer questions. Auburn, because Auburn's made, 83 points inside the arc. I do think, but at the same time, Alabama was a little bit outmatched. They really were. I mean,
well, they're down 20 against the number 1 team on the road with a minute and a half. I mean,
I do think they can beat Auburn. They have that capability.
Right.
But
they just didn't have the ability tonight.
They just didn't do it tonight.
Didn't have it in it. Yeah.
Not tonight. Why is Auburn taking a timeout?
I don't know.
Just go home. You know? Celebrate your win. No need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Man. Oh.
Well, we at least won at Jordan-Hare in football finally.
Oh, yeah. But I mean,
I don't care if it was 4 overtimes. We beat them. I'm happy.
In my opinion, that might have been the best game of the year I've watched.
That was the greatest Iron Bowl I've ever seen. Now, I've talked to Jeff, and he's like, no, I don't like my nerves getting all crazy over a game like that. Dude, I love that about college football. I love that about college football. Thrills.
Now, I don't think that's the greatest Iron Bowl I've seen. In my opinion, and no offense, but I think it's the Kick 6. The Kick 6 game is the greatest Iron Bowl I've seen.
Okay.
I think this year's was number 2.
But, okay.
And
Alabama gets 3.
Yeah, this year's Iron Bowl might be the best. I don't know if it's the game of the year necessarily, but it was up there. It was a great game. And actually, for that weekend, I was at my family's house.
God.
Most of my family is Georgia fans, but we do have some Alabama fans. So I went over to their house, and there was a lot of Georgia Alabama fans there. It was a huge party. We were watching the Iron Bowl together. It was all that.
That was a good shot there for 2.
The Alabama fans were expecting to have a good time watching the game, and then I just see it's just like my family, the Alabama fans parts of it. They were freaking out the entire time. Yeah. I mean, their heart was rushing up and down.
Oh, whoa! 3 points. Let me call the final seconds of this, man.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. Bruce Pearl fired up on the sidelines, 21.2, 100-81. Alabama, they put what they could. Although, I'll be honest, personally, I think they could have done a little better. Here's a shot outside. Shackelford, no good. Working around with 14, 13, 12. Barely any time. Auburn touches it, saves it in bounds. 6 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Bruce Pearl and Auburn go to 21-1 on the year, stay undefeated at home, beat their rival from Tuscaloosa 100-81. That'll do it for this one.
You know, this game, maybe they were outmatched, but this game was winnable. You scored 81 points on one of the best defenses in college basketball. Think about that. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, putting that resume up there really was the defense's
But
fault.
their defense didn't have much answers for Kessler and company on offense.
They didn't. The only success they had on defense was double teaming players, which they stopped for some reason. But I mean,
in the entire second half, and when you look at this too, I guess we could recap this game and go ahead and talk about it, and I can put it up
definitely.
later. But
I'm down for
yeah,
that.
so the number one Auburn Tigers 100-81 over the rival from Tuscaloosa. Alabama 14-7. Auburn advances to what 21-1. I mean, it was 51-37 at the half. At the I think, and we didn't really talk much about this, Jacob, but would you say that first half deficit, even though it was a little bit of improvement defensively, a little bit. I mean, Auburn wouldn't go away. Alabama kept trying a little, but I think because of the big deficit at halftime, that played a big factor in ultimately the end result.
100%, it did. It really, and I don't, and the blame the coaches thing, I know, but it is
Right.
Nate Oates' fault for not changing the defensive scheme when he should have. That's his fault. He should have changed it.
Well, he's got, I don't know what it is about him, but I don't know if he is one that is, no, this is how I run things. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. And it's one of those where it works against one team, but just because it works on one weekend against a team like Baylor doesn't mean it's going to work against the next team and your rival on the road at Auburn.
Because teams are built different.
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
a
but it's
lot of
just the
teams,
truth.
even if
Teams are
they
built
have,
different.
even if you look at it and say, well, both of those teams have great offenses, but they're just a little bit different. The tempo that they run at, the way they stack themselves or work themselves on the court, I mean, it's different for every team. And Alabama just had a hard time of adjusting.
Let me use a football example here.
Yeah.
Would you prepare the same for Michigan's offense as you would for Ohio State's offense? Would you do that? Prepare the same way?
Regardless of year, I mean, well, no. I mean, because they I mean, Ohio State is all C.J. Stroud and passing the ball right now, and Michigan likes to run the ball up the middle with Hassan Haskins. And
exactly,
I mean, they're different.
That's
and not
my
only
point.
are they different, they're different because of the players that they have. Well, yes, but also it's still the way in which, like, the coordinators and the play calling and just overall coaching. I don't think there's really much coordinator going on in basketball, but coaching.
Exactly.
You're going up against Bruce Pearl. You're going up against some of the best shooters in Kessler and company with Auburn. And, when you look at it in the paint tonight, let me tell you how bad this is. Now, I give them credit. There were 10 blocks in the game tonight. Walker Kessler had 8 blocks in this game. But in the paint, Jacob, when you look at these stats, Auburn outscored Alabama 52-22.
Yep.
52-22.
And that Michigan Ohio State question?
Yeah.
That was my point. You gave me the answer I was exactly hoping for to prove my point. You wouldn't prepare the same for Ohio State's offense as you would Michigan's offense, would you? No.
No, not at all. And by the way,
that's why you got to prepare differently for Baylor and Auburn.
Walker Kessler is a defensive machine, by the way, too. On the season, he's 4th.
Might be the best defensive.
No, he's at the top of Division I right now. It's his 4th game tonight against Alabama, or the game against Alabama tonight is his 4th game on the year with 7 or more blocks.
He might.
It's
he
hard
might
to
win
get
defensive.
one block, dude. It is hard to get one block in a game sometimes. I don't know how this guy has 4 different games with 7 or more blocks. I don't like Auburn, but I know greatness when I see it. And you cannot deny Bruce Pearl has that kind of team this year. And guys like Walker Kessler are just that good and that talented. And in a couple years, you'll see that guy maybe taking a stage in the NBA.
And that was my point during the game. I was like, why is Alabama going inside?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. But
It
overall,
didn't
again,
make any sense.
it didn't. 100-81. Auburn stays number one. Alabama put some effort into it. It was a great effort, but it was not even close to enough that they needed to. Again, 51-37 at the end of the first half. Alabama does a little bit better on offense, a little bit better defensively, but still some questionable plays in there where they just, they took shots they didn't need to. They had a hard time inside the paint, inside the perimeter, outside of the 3-point line. They put 44
If you
up in the
had
second.
if you had problems with Walker Kessler in the paint, then Alabama better get ready for Sharif O'Neal.
With LSU, right?
Yep. I'm
That
just
Shaq's
saying.
boy?
And Walker Kessler's a defensive player. Sharif O'Neal's offensive.
Yeah. Well, Walker Kessler is that type of player. He's still pretty good offensively, but he's a tall guy. He can block
He might
shots.
win
He can
defensive
get
player of the year.
rebounds. He might be defensive player of the year. I would agree with that. Overall, again, this game, I mean, if anything Alabama can say, you look at the game leaders. Oh, well, we had the guy that scored more points. Well, okay.
Well,
He
yeah.
was the most that scored of the game in 26 in Shackelford. Shackelford looked
Now, isn't
amazing
that
tonight.
interesting? They give
He
Auburn.
looked, yeah.
Whoa, hold on. They give Auburn a 56% chance to beat Arkansas.
Do they?
That's interesting.
Here's the rebounds real quick. Keon Ellis,
Good God.
8 for Bama, 12 for Kessler of Auburn. Assists, Quinterly had 4. Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to being the next team to play Auburn.
Me neither. I mean,
no,
they're just. I mean, I don't want to say they're just
I'm
getting
talking about
started.
I'm not looking forward to that slaughter fest.
Is Georgia next for them?
Yep.
Get ready. It'll be a bumpy ride for you, Jacob. But again, to end it on this note here, with at least recapping the game, 100-81. The Auburn Tigers at home win, which is really no surprise to me. I'm sure to you it's not a big surprise, but watching and covering this game tonight, obviously you give credit to the best team in the nation. You know they could do things right. You know they could do things well. But truly go back and watch this game, watch highlights and look at it. Alabama had their opportunities, and clearly there were a lot of flaws and failures tonight that could have potentially made this game closer or better than it ended up being.
You just got to move past this and finish out the season.
Exactly. But still plenty of time left. We can still win the SEC, learn from it, get better.
Well, I don't think – well, I guess it should be, but, all you got to do is make a deep run and at least be consistent.
Yeah, for sure. Logan Hall, yeah. Whatever.
Where Auburn's weakness, though, is putting a football in their hands.
That's true. That's true. Hey, we're at 594 subs right now. I love and appreciate all of you. We just hit 500 like 2.5 weeks ago, man.
You were in the lower 400s about a month ago or something.
I know. I'm grinding at it. I'm busy with school. I'm busy with my job, and I still find time for you guys always because I love y'all. I appreciate you. And Jacob, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream, buddy. But I'll let you say any final words. I appreciate you coming on tonight. I love you, brother. And thanks for calling this game with me. Alabama's just got to bounce back.
Yeah. My final words will be, we already know Georgia basketball They're gonna turn things around. They're gonna turn the corner. Win the
I know you're laughing right now. I can picture your face right now. You wiping that smile off right now, and you admit they ain't doing anything with Tom Crean.
No, they're turning the corner. They're winning the SEC, winning March Madness. We're gonna get
And they're going to the Birmingham Bowl next year.
Oh no! Georgia football is gonna be on top of it.
Admit. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming on, buddy. Love you, bro. Take care.
All right. See you later. You'll be on Celine's stream
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'll be at work. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see you later.
All right. See you.
All right. Bye.
Appreciate you coming on, Jacob. Love your brother. I love all you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Y'all do me a favor. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Really appreciate it. We're so close to, I guess, what's next is 600 subs. It's been growing and growing, and just overall, I can't thank everybody enough for all the love and support. I don't do it for popularity or anything, but, I do it for my career. This is what I want to do. This is what I feel like, God has me here for, at least what I think. But, you just never really know. But do what you can. Take chances. Go out there, execute every single day. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. And until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media checking out. Love y'all. Peace out. And win or lose.
Okay. Roll down Tide.
Roll Tide, roll. Love y'all. Ballard's out.
Roll Tide!